Hi everyone, this is your daily weather hazard briefing from the National Weather Service office here in Pocatello, Idaho for Sunday, March 31st. We've got more rain and snow showers on and off throughout the day today. Well, more on than off at times, but we do already have some rain and snow out there this morning. We've got more moisture that's going to be pushing in from the south as we go throughout the day today. So that's basically what you can expect, kind of a wet Sunday for us. We've got more widespread moisture. Again, most of the snow will stay in the mountains, but don't be too surprised if you see some light snow making its way down to the valley floors at times. Overall, totals in the valley floors fairly light. We'll talk about that in a few graphics here. The good news is the showers will finally taper off after midnight tonight. Get a little bit of break early next week. Monday, Tuesday, and most of Wednesday for most of us will be fairly dry, but then things start to change. Kind of in the second half of Wednesday or overnight Wednesday into Thursday. So here's a look at satellite this morning. The main low that we've been kind of talking about the last couple days that was moving south along the west coast is continuing to do so just off the coast of SoCal, but that secondary low, or kind of that split that we were talking about yesterday, you can start to see that pretty well now over basically central Nevada. That is going to continue moving a little bit northeast today and then get pushed farther east overnight into tomorrow. So that is bringing up plenty of Pacific moisture for us, and already seeing some of that falling across the area this morning, and that'll kind of continue to fill in as we go throughout the day today. Here's a look at our weather risk outlook grid. For most of us, minimal impacts with this. Again, just kind of a rainy day for a lot of us down here at the valleys. Some light snow mixing in at times. But we'll start to see a little bit more impactful snow at some of the higher elevations in parts of the southern hills and the eastern and southeastern highlands. That's where we'll start to see some more minor to almost moderate impacts. For Monday and Tuesday, again, overall pretty quiet weather for us. A few spotty showers lingering very early in the morning there for parts of the eastern highlands. And then, again, we get into late Wednesday. Next system starts to move in. Mostly rain for a lot of us, and that'll be true on Thursday too, but we could see some more snow in the higher elevations even with that one. So look at our current advisories out. We do have a winter weather advisory for parts of the eastern highlands, the southeastern too, and then we did go ahead and add part of the southern hills and Albion Mountains this morning, where there'll be some decent snowfall totals, mainly above 6,000 feet down in that area. So let's go ahead and hop right into some of those snowfall totals. Again, in those areas where we do have the advisories, generally looking at about another 6 to 10 inches. Could have some locally higher amounts up on the peaks. As far as the passes, Pine Creek Pass, probably closer to about 2 to 3 inches of snow. Down in the southeast highlands there, Emigration Summit, maybe closer to about that 6-inch mark, so a little bit more impact there. And then again, down in part of the southern hills and Albion Mountains area where we did add in that winter weather advisory. The valley areas, right now, not looking like a ton of snow. However, it wouldn't be too surprising if that could be an area where we see it overperform a little bit, maybe be closer to up to 2 to 3 inches of snow. That could get closer to the Burley area, but for the most part, temperatures seem to stay warm enough to support more rain through a good portion of the Magic Valley and Snake Plain. But again, could see up to about an inch, even 2 inches on some of the benches near Pocatello and Idaho Falls. But you get into parts of the central mountains, snow totals will overall be quite a bit lighter. Closer to about 2 to 4 inches up there. But the temperatures for most of us will hang out right around 40 degrees or so. As far as any rainfall totals go, it's still looking pretty decent. There's quite a bit of moisture out there already this morning, but from basically now to tomorrow, I'm looking at pretty easily a tenth to a quarter of an inch through parts of the Snake Plain and Magic Valley, with some locally higher amounts with that too. We could even hear a few rumbles of thunder out there today, but that's probably only about a 10 to 20% chance of any thunder. Another thing to keep in mind will be the wind. For most of us, that's probably around 20-25 mile per hour wind gusts. However, as we get into later tonight, we are going to see those winds really picking up, especially up near the Clark County area. That's going to be up near Spencer. We could see some wind gusts closer to about 35 to 40 miles per hour, but it wouldn't be too much of a shock to see some gusts closer to even 45 miles per hour, at least for a brief period up there tonight / very early tomorrow morning. Speaking of tomorrow, Monday highs will warm up a bit thanks to some quieter and drier weather. A lot of us back into the 40s and 50s. Wind gusts on Monday will be much lighter overall too. Still a little bit breezy in the morning, but we could see some gusts around 15-20 miles per hour. We get into Tuesday and we continue that warm-up. Yes, you are seeing that correctly. We've got 50s and some low 60s for a good portion of the area, so we'll get to enjoy a bit of a warm-up as we go through the first half of the week. So in summary, generally kind of a wet Sunday for us. Most of the snow will stay up in the mountains, but we could even see some light snow down the valleys, kind of a repeat of yesterday. Showers will taper off after midnight tonight, and we finally get to enjoy a break in this active weather for at least the first half of next week. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always give us a phone call or send us an email. You can find the latest weather information and forecasts from us online, and of course social media is always a great way to connect with us too. Have a great day.